Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Claw Studio here at the Royal Opera House. I'm Emma Southworth, I'm the creative producer for the Royal Ballet. And tonight we've got a very special insight celebrating choreographic creation as part of the Van Cleef Arpels Dance Reflections Festival. Anchored in the Van Cleef Arpels values of creation, transmission and education, Dance Reflections' mission is to support artists and institutions in the preservation of choreographic heritage, as well as supporting and encouraging the making of new work. For the 5th edition of the festival, Dance Reflections has returned to London, where it began in 2022. And the 2025 festival will now celebrate the wealth of international choreographic creation, from recent works to works that really now make up our dance history. So, to begin, let's take a look at what the festival has to offer. We're going to be watching 3 rehearsals from companies who are taking part in the festival. But first of all, we're going to hear from Serge Laurent, who's the Van Cleef Arpels Director of Dance and Cultural Programmes. And we're going to be talking with the three company directors whose companies you're going to see rehearsing in a very short while. So please give a very warm welcome to Serge Laurent, Kevin O'Hare, Director of the Royal Ballet, Ioannis Mandafounis, Artistic Director of Dresden and Frankfurt Dance Company, and Cedric Andrieux, who's the Director of Lyon Opera Ballet. Quite a lineup. Serge, let's start by talking about where did the festival come from? Where did it start?
The festival, it's a long story, so I'm going to make it short for you guys. But in fact, you know, what was important for us when we started this, let's say, adventure with the president of Van Cleef Arpels, Mr. Nicolas Boss, was really to continue writing a story between fine jewelry maison and the field of dance. This story started in the 30s when dance became a source of inspiration for the creation of the maison. After there was this encounter with Georges Balanchine, and that time it's the Maison Van Cleef Arpels that inspired the choreographer. And after, the story kept on going till now with the creation of Dance Reflections by Van Cleef Arpels, with the idea to leaning on 3 essential values for us, you know, as you mentioned. And when we selected these values, you know, which are, let's say, the main point of the program, was because we discovered, let's say, that they were common between the maison and the field of dance. Creation, we are a maison of creation. Dance is a field of creation, extremely intense. And transmission. And this is really a very important point for us, and we will talk about it with my friends here, because transmission, you know, is essential for a maison like ours, a maison of savoir-faire, but also for the field of dance, because as you know, after a show, there is nothing left except the souvenir of a piece. So the only way to preserve a dance piece is to have people like you guys preserving, transmitting the work, and of course, education is the essential link between, let's say, art and audiences. So this is, let's say, basically the story of Dance Reflections, and it's also a festival that is an answer of the three values. So when you look at this trailer, maybe you have the feeling it's quite eclectic as a proposal on a curatorial basis. But our idea is really to connect contemporary dance with, let's say, its heritage. Because in the field of contemporary art and contemporary dance, sometimes we forget that contemporary art is the result of something. It's the result of an evolution that leans on many, many other predecessors of the choreographers we are supporting now. So this is a simple idea, but I hope it's relevant to you guys, you know.
And also, I mean, the numbers, I've got the numbers that you've supported over 40 companies around the world, which, I mean, in 13 different countries. So actually, although it's a small idea, it has actually gone very far in a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's good to be fast, you know, but not anyway. I think it's essential for us, you know, we have a passion as a curator. We all share the same passion. And when you have a passion, of course, you want to share it with as much as people as you can. And since, you know, I had through my position at Pompidou already a strong network of partners all over the world, you know, we decided to, first of all, of course, to support dance company to create new works. And it's the reason why, you know, I'm so happy to support Ballet de Lyon and Dresden and Frankfurt Ballet, and of course Royal Ballet and Opera. And as you said, you know, we support about 30 new works a year. Artists coming from many, many different countries, China, Japan, of course Europe and America.
So, I mean, it would be good to hear from the companies where, because I think new choreography is the thing that unites us all. But I mean, Kevin, do you want to talk a little bit about where new work fits into your vision for the Royal Ballet and what you're doing here?
Yeah, well, I think Serge actually is very eloquent in the way he puts it, and it's absolutely right that new work and heritage work go hand in hand, you know. So I was reminded of there's a famous story of Sir Frederick Ashton, who was the contemporary choreographer of his day, you know, the new choreographer, and they said, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'm just getting a choreographic lesson, and he'd gone to watch a Sleeping Beauty performance, you know, so he was learning from Petipa and then going on. And I feel with our choreographers of today, you know, they really are very much enriched by the heritage work we do, but we really want to support them as well on that choreographic pathway. And things like this program is really important. Of course, within our own choreographers, we have things like the Draft Works program, which Emma runs, and to give opportunities wherever, you know, and to work and to see other work as well. And that's what I love. Just saying now how busy this building is, and to see so many different works and different choreographers and different people, and that can only be inspiring to the choreographers of tomorrow as well as the ones that are working today.
And Cedric, your company is really known for the eclectic range of your work. We're going to see Cunningham rehearse tonight, but do you want to talk a little bit about the range of the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's been in the DNA of the company for many years. And it started with my predecessors, of course, and it built a quite incredible rep, for sure, with Ballet de Lyon, with strong relationships with choreographic figures, icons such as Matt Seg, Jay Killian, Lucinda Childs, Merce Cunningham is one of them as well. We have many pieces in the rep. But it was always that relationship that Serge describes between creation and repertory transmission. So that's how we envision creating for the company, like having also new works being created on the company. I think that what draws the dancers that come to Ballet de Lyon, it's like, of course, there are like the promise of like dancing some of the greatest pieces of the end of the 20th century, beginning of the 21st century, but also meeting new voices, people that they don't know, like, for example, Nasser Belassa at the end of the season. So creating also those encounters is very important, for sure.
And Jonas, new work, is it just new work that you're doing with your company now?
Yes, so basically there are two things that are important for us. It's also in the DNA of the company because it used to be the structure where the company of William Forsythe was. Basically, that's the same structure. It's changed name, but that's our DNA. I was also dancing for William Forsythe before. So we are really based on, like, we do improvisation and we do what I call live choreography. So how to be able to make choreography live in front of you without having pre-decided many things, but to make you believe that we know what we do. We actually know what we do, but we have not pre-decided things. And on the other hand, every also invited choreographer, so not only when I do work with the dancers, is also welcomed and invited to make new creations. So and they are all really improvisers also themselves. So it's really a very, very clear identity in that sense.
And I'm a little bit conscious of time because there's a dress rehearsal to get to. But I was just thinking about the importance of having a festival. And I think there's something about a festival and the concentration of work, but also being able to do work in different spaces. So we've got Pam Tanowitz coming in and performing in the Paul Hamlin Hall.
Yeah, somebody that we've worked with a lot, Pam, and of course comes from the Cunningham. So there's that link as well. But then actually to see her work, she's already actually performed in most of the spaces in the Opera House. This is the one she hasn't, which is the Paul Hamlin Hall. And it's going to be really fun to have her dancers here as well. And they're going to, there's a few surprise guests as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
and Serge, what is it about the spaces that you're using and your curation of the festival, thinking about where you want to place dance?
In fact, for me, a festival, it's like a journey, a journey we invite you, to follow. And at the journey, you have different steps. And also it was very interesting for me to put together, institutions like South Bank Center with Sadler's, and now there is Sadler's East, a gorgeous place in Stratford. And but you're talking about the space, and of course, my feeling about dance is always that, of course, it's the art of movement, but it's also the art of space. And I think that it's very challenging, for the choreographers, to work not specifically on a proscenium context, and also. When you have a diversity of spaces, it's also a way to meet with different crowds, different audiences. And for us, it's really essential, I said it previously, to go to people, And I think, well, in London, in March, I didn't take the risk, to do things in public spaces, but outdoor. But for example, for Hong Kong, for New York, at the time we presented the festival, we were also in public spaces, and again, and museums, because I don't want to miss also the Tate Modern. And again, when you present a dance piece in a museum, again, it's a way to approach different crowds, but we are still all talking about dance, and it's essential for us.
I think that's a very good note on which to end. We've got to fit in 3 rehearsals this evening. So I'd just like to say thank you for the directors. And Cedric, you're going to join me to introduce your next rehearsal. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Emma.
So, Cedric, we're going to be joined by your dancers, Eleonora and Amanda, who are here, who are joining us in this space. We're very lucky to have you though, aren't we? Because you're about to dash off in about 10 minutes' time back to Sadler's Wells for your dress rehearsal. Do you want to tell us what you're doing there, what you're performing there?
Well, we're doing a program that we called in Lyon Cunningham Forever. I was talking about the long-standing relationship that the company has had with the work of Merce Cunningham and myself. I've danced in the company for 10 years also, so there's a lineage here. And so we're delighted. We used to come a lot with the Cunningham Company in London, so it's very, very special.
The Dance Umbrella Festival, I think,
yes,
isn't it? Yeah.
And it's very, very special to present both pieces, Beach Birds and Biped. Beach Birds from '91 with a music score from John Cage, and Biped, which was considered by many one of his masterpieces, choreographed in '99 with the score of Gavin Bryars. So that's what we're going to do. Well, please welcome Eleonora Campello and Amanda Pete, our beautiful dancers. Hello. Well, we thought, because that's one of the specificity of Merce Cunningham, that he created a technique for his dancers to be able to perform his work. And so we thought we would give you a little bit of an insight in the technique and how a Cunningham class always starts. And we'll give you the first two exercises of the class, the first one being called bounces. So position, ladies, and we'll go for bounces. 7 and 8 and 1. Come back 1, 2 and plie. Arm 8 at a 1. And 1, 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a side. Come back 1, 2, open wide, and 4 and 1. And 1, 2, plie 1, 2 and a 3, 4 and plie, plie. And we'll stop here to go into stretches. And 7 and 8 at a 1, 2 and a plie, 4 and a 5, 6. Come back up and 8 at a 1, 2 and plie, 4 and a 5, 6 and a come and 8 at a 1, 2 and a plie. 4, nice, and 5, 6, come back, 8, don't change the arm, and 1, 2 and a plie, 4 and a 5, 6 and a 7, 8, huge fourth, 2 and a plie, 4 and diagonal, up and a 7, 8, 1, 2 and a 4 and a diagonal and a 7, 8 at a 1, 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5 and a 6 at a 1, 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5, 6. Thank you. And then class continues. We have like other back exercises. Maybe to give you a bit of an insight also on the technique, like Merce divided the spine in 3 parts, the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. And then he created a bunch of exercises for dancers to practice just moving those body parts. Thank you very much. Then it goes on, and then we go across the floor, and then we jump, and we do a lot of different things in order to be able to then perform the rep. And so we thought we would maybe give you the first part of Beach Birds. Beach Birds, as I said, was created in '91. It's part of what we've called nature studies. Mertz had a huge relationship with nature. He watched the birds. He had cats at home that he would watch all the time. Trees as well, and he took inspiration for a couple pieces directly into nature, and Beach Birds is one of them. And so we'll do the opening of the piece while you get in position. One also of the specificity of Mertz's work is that we rehearse in silence. The dancers only hear the music when we get on stage. So that's very specific, and it creates our own musicality of the dance. Like sometimes people are very surprised that we're able to dance without music, but it's also because there is music within the dance, and Mertz really strongly believed in that. So they're ready. Beautiful position, and we'll do the 15 seconds, Amanda, before we start. Great. Position and curtain. Very nice. Thank you. Well, yeah, maybe I thought it'd be also interesting for you guys to hear a bit how it feels for the dancers to perform this work. So Amanda, it's your first season with us in the company, and it's the first time you perform Mercy's work. So maybe can you tell us a bit about that experience?
Yes, this is all true. It's my first year. It's my first Cunningham piece. It's been super transformative for me. I feel like I have gotten a lot of information from Cedric, from our ballet masters, about the nature of this piece and how to connect to the feeling of being a bird in this particular setting. So, for example, we have these black gloves that kind of go all the way across, and you really feel like you have wings, and you have to make sure that your fingers are connected like wings, because they don't go like this. And also the imagery of having eyes all around your head, moving your head very quickly and specifically. These two things have given me a deeper foundation for progressing in the beauty of this piece. Yeah.
Cool, great. Thanks, Amanda. The second piece of the program that we're doing is Biped, as I said. And it's really the example of how Merce used technology to create work, because he used a software made especially for him that was called Lifeform. And so the work became more and more complex. It stayed very hard technically with the legs, but he also added a lot of torso, a lot of arms. And we thought we could give you, as an example, the solo of Banu Ogen, who was one of Mercy's muse, which Eleonora will premiere for the first time on Thursday. It'll be our premiere, although she's done the piece, but other parts. And it's a very beautiful and very hard solo, so I'll just let you appreciate it. Thanks. I would say she's ready for it. All right, well, thank you so much. I'm keeping this to give it back to them.
Thank you
That's
very
our plan.
much. Thank you. We've got to get you back
Yeah,
to
thank
for
you.
your dress rehearsal. Please give a very warm thank
Thank
you.
you.
So a change of gear now. Next, we're going to see a rehearsal by the Royal Ballet, rehearsing Symphony in C by George Balanchine. We're going to be joined by Chris Saunders, our rehearsal director, and first soloists of the Royal Ballet, Megan Grace Hinkes and Leo Dixon. Good evening. I'm going to start with you, Chris. We've been talking about sort of heritage and where we're pushing the boundaries of ballet, and now Balanchine sort of sits in that heritage spot. But in his time, he was revolutionary, really, wasn't he? In terms of the movement.
Absolutely. In fact, I think even today, it's not, I mean, the three ballets we're producing in this Balanchine bill are not easy at all for any of the dancers. So although they're part of our heritage in a way now, I don't think
They
in any
remain
way
as challenging.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've had Pat Neary working with us over the course of, well, she's come back several times,
Yeah.
but she obviously worked with Balanchine. What's it like to have that direct connection with the choreographer?
It's incredible. I mean, we can't have Balanchine himself, so to have it secondhand from someone who was in the studio and worked with him so closely, well, you can't get better, really. It's just, and I think the thing is to make the most of it while we can, while these people are
direct connections,
still around, and because otherwise then it's going to be third hand, it's going to be pass on and sort of watered down. So to have it that fresh is really good.
And just thinking about the movement, Megan, you're obviously performing this ballet, but you're also performing Romeo and Juliet by Kenneth Macmillan. What's it like in terms of the movement to switch from doing a Kenneth Macmillan ballet into the studio and doing Balanchine?
It's a huge contrast, but really refreshing. And, you know, we just have to switch personalities. And one night I'm Romeo's harlot, and then the next morning I'm in a tutu. And there's a real dynamic quality to Mr. B's work, which is so refreshing.
And does it help you? Because you obviously trained at the American Ballet Theatre School. Is the movement in your body in a different way than it might have been if you hadn't done that training?
Yeah, I think so. I love it because I feel like I have a connection to New York because my family's there. And I did do a few School of American Ballet summer intensives. So I have a little bit of that, you know, like Pat, some of the originals who passed down their wisdom.
Yeah, amazing. And for you, Leo, what's I suppose what are the challenges in Balanchine's work generally, but perhaps you know in the work that we're about to see, the Symphony in C?
I think it's just making sure we truly do the style that we're expected to do, and people around the world know what Balanchine is and how much body and kind of performance element there is, and I think it's just ensuring that we really provide that with every piece in all their ways.
Yeah, great. Chris, do you want to introduce what we're going to see, which movement we're going to see?
Yeah, we're going to see what we call the fourth movement, which is actually the beginning of the finale, and the two principal roles.
Great.
And we're just going to slowly go through the fourth movement.
Brilliant, thank you.
Section by section.
Lovely, thank you.
So Grant, if you could give us a little lead in, that would be great. In fact, you're not going to give us lead in. We're going to start once Megan comes on stage, aren't we? Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm going to stand out here, out the way. So we're not going to do a run. We're sort of ready to do a run, but no, we're going to break it down and give some corrections along the way. So come on then, Megan. And. Okay, stop there. Thank you, Grant. Very good, very good, very good. I know when it comes to the diagonal, you need to really tombe out, but don't over tombe here, because you don't want to be so close, I mean here, to the audience, but also on stage to the pit. So just hold back your fouette tombes. Still come forward a bit, but just not as crazy. Front arm was great on the fouette arabesque. I would say that's the lowest to do it. Yeah, otherwise it's too Royal Ballet. Coming back, the two passes going back were really good. Just make that zigzag a little bit more after those. So you do the first, that's it, that way, and the other way, and through, that's it. And make sure this arm that comes down has a line that goes forward, don't let it come out to the side. So it really travels forward, that's it, better, good. Excellent. And the pirouette was great, even though you were right down the front. So let's go on. Let's give us a lead in to the men, please. 12 in, Leo. And... good. Stop there. Good. Very good. Excellent. Arabesque was better, but it does crawl up a bit. Yeah, so just get it there so we see it. Don't punch it too much, but just allow. What happens is it sort of slowly goes up there. Very good. Jaw and palms are down. There can still be energy in the arms, especially the hands. Yeah, so when you do the piqué arabesque and over and the pas de chat, there is still, have life in them. Don't let them just be to the side and down. Yeah. Can you give us a lead into that, Grant, the arabesque? It's after he's done his step. Have you got the cease or something marked there? Perfect. So this should be right on your cease, Leo, somewhere around there. Thanks, Grant. And no, that wrong one. So further back. Play right on the men. Play right on them. No lead in. And have life in the arms, yes. That's it. Up, down. Good. Now we can both do Leo's step. Good. That's it. Leo's favourite step. Easy shoulders, Megan. Yep. Okay, just stop there. Very good, very good. Leo, just watch as you go into that nice step. That foot. Everyone, in fact, everyone did it today in the studio. We're all here, and then everyone turned in to go. Just try and leave it a little. That's it. I mean, it's hard enough landing on a pretty much straight leg anyway. Megan, just watch your shoulders down here. Just even from the first two fifth arabesques. Yeah. Can you play right on where they repeat? Jom, dom, ba-dom, ba-dom, bom, 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 bom. That's the C-zones, both together. You've done the pirouette, pirouette, what I call gift. And that's it. And now again, be careful of that. There you go, Leo. Shoulders, Megan, right from here. Good, down. That's it. Use the arms. Good, that's it. Shuffle back. Really travel. Okay, so she said earlier on today about traveling that step. So travel it, but don't snake it. Don't make it look too drunk. Sort of head this way so that you know exactly where your floor plan is on the arabesques. Yep. And lead into that little section. 1/8. Thank you, Grant. That's it. Go forward. Yes. Travel. That's it. Better. Now really battement tombe. Get that arm in. Yes. Good, Leo. Tombe. Yep. Good. Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. Try and make sure you tombe to your leg. So when you battement, don't go up there, go diagonally back. And it's an awkward one, I know, getting that arm in, but also that's here, yes. Show that position around and back, up, tombe. No, that was almost a coupe. Try and tombe. Be brave and tombe, because you should be by his side, not flat. So really go to it. Go on, go to it, deep, better, and then shuffle, and around you go. Yeah, and then the second time here. As you do the attitude step, just watch, and Leo, you can help her. Watch we don't get that. If you can try and keep it down as much as possible. Yep. Can you give me a lead into the battement step? Thank you. Maybe the shuffle back. No, yeah. Play right after the shuffle backs, mark this, and pick up the attitudes. Thanks, Grant. And now you can do the pull away. That's it. Now battement tombe. Show position. Shuffle. Under, back. Battement tombe. Good. Good. Up, down, dig. Good. All the way around. And go, Leo. Okay, stop there. So let's just try and get a slightly better. Ideally, it'd be great if we could keep Megan like that. What happens on that promenade is it gets very open. It's an awkward one. Because of where you're placed, I think you should slightly anticipate it. As she goes, then go. Yeah, just try without music. Go. That's it. There you go. That's much better. Then we get her around, and actually, musically, it'll most probably fit perfectly. With the dig, it's hard. If you go too big, it becomes very, like you've just gone splat into a wall. If it's too small, it's like, which we don't want either. So it's just in relationship to your own height, finding a good way that you can push. Pat says push over on your foot. That you can, yeah, and that's it. And the hip goes slightly out. So you're not going to be stepping the same distance. Do you have that marked for us, Grant? Question and answer. Fine. This is right on it. Perfect. Ready, and. Good. And good dig. Yes. There you go. Excellent. All the way around. Don't cut the corners. Cheats. And up and back. And up and down. And piqué. Good. And under you go. Okay, and we can stop there, because there is a little pause for you guys. Very good, very good. What did I see? Don't cheat. Oh, circular port de bras. That was just a side and the other side. Try to get, I'm not going to show you, but you know what I mean. I'd go into spasm if I tried that. So we don't want that. Dig and down, all the way around. Yes, it just gives more energy as well. The minute it holds back a bit. Good. Should we do a little lead into your fouettes? I'm not going to stand this side. I might go over this side now because I don't want to be the spot. So Grant, 2/8, Megan? Okay. And really try to get as far as you can. Really, these do tombe. Really tombe out from the fouette. Thank you, Grant. And... That's it. And again. One more. And stop there. And stop there. Just before the end. Very good. Very good. Don't snatch the very last one. Megan is a left turner, and she's going to the right. So that's not, yeah, I know. It's like, oh, boo, cruel. But she turns really well to the right as well, so she's lucky. Don't snatch it, because it's not to your favorite side. Just do what you've done. Because actually, you'd most probably get around twice anyway. It's just, because it's quicker, and you've got to get two in one, you snatch the prep. So just use the arm, coordinate it, spot, and then you'll get around. Because you're literally on it. It's just, you've sort of gone into it. Do you want to try those again? Yeah. Calmly for the last one. Yeah? And then, if anything, very slightly anticipate. Because you've got to get in double in the same tempo as the single. So it's not like you're doing fouettes and you can take a bit more time to do the double at the same tempo. You're going from there to there. It's a double spot within the same amount of time. So just be very musical and pinch a little bit of the phrase before. And we'll never know, and you'll be calm. 2/8 in again, please, Grant. Look at that, almost, yes. Get there, Leo. Yep, good. last push. That's it. Energy in the hands. Good. Spot, 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 spot. Okay, well done. Good, 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 good. Good. I mean, you slightly came down off the put. Yeah, no, it's very good. And that was the right timing because it was right on it musically. You just very slightly, I think with the head, just go ahead so that you can calmly get that prep in. Leo, I mean, unless you're in the wings waiting to come on, which no one really is, you were a long way from her for that double. So just, it's hard, she's got to go fourth double while she's kneeling, but try and get there, yep. Do you have the end of that diagonal, Grant? Maybe give us a little lead into it, the end of her fouettes, so that we can pick up the ton of jeté battu. And here's the double, and there you go. See, it's calm. Now get close to her. Good, and she goes. There you go. And travel back. And travel back. Good, fifth, and go. Now hang on, just there. So, Leo, Pat was on earlier on about the ladies making sure that they really got that fifth cross. It's going to apply to the men as well, because otherwise what happens is you get a very baggy and there's a moment of, so just be aware of it. Grant, just before where we stopped would be brilliant, please. Perfect. This is the and over. Good. That's it. Yes, Leo. Especially when it's the end of the day. Spot, 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 bang! Okay, and what we want to try and get here, that is da-da-da-da-dum. So if you're going to do three, slightly anticipate, so you can get those three in. That's it. We can finish it on the music. Perfect. And then what happens is they run off and they do the whole first movement to the same bit of music, and then the second comes out, the third comes out. I was wondering just whether we should do the very, very, very end of the ballet. Just that last little section from, no, because then there's all that ladies section, that's quite long. Literally, yeah, just finished from there, which is really, really short bit. There's quite a big finale, and it's been a long, long day of rehearsals, so I don't want to kill them. Grant, after the ladies section, yeah, literally, if you play on those fouettes, maybe Megan do a last couple, and then Tonlevé and Leo join, and we can do that last. Tonlevé, the pure balancine, I love that balancine step. Yeah, that freedom of it is just brilliant. So we've got to end it on the end of the ballet. Okay, play right on their fouettes for us. Ready, and. Good, Megan. Hover, yes. Good. Excellent. And out. Jeté battu. And in. That's it. Here we go. That's good. And travelling back, not just sideways. That's the hard thing. And over. And slightly coming forwards. Down the side arm. And that's it. Very good. If only that was the fun.
Thanks so much. I just want to say thank you, Megan, Leo, Chris, and of course Grant Green, who's on the piano. Thanks very much. Great. So for our final rehearsal of the evening, we're going to be joined now by Dresden Frankfurt Dance Company, led by Artistic Director Jonas Mandafounis. And we've got a lot of dancers with us. We've got Daniel Myers, Thomas Bradley, Nastia Ivanova, and Izzy Doak, and Lottie Hawkins, who are from Rambert School. Please do come and join us. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. Jonas, you're known for your innovative approach to choreography, and I think letting the dancers choreograph, improvise live on stage. Could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so I don't know if it's innovative, but we at least try to answer to some very important questions that actually make us vibrate, and it's about improvisation. How can we actually create on the minute dance, dramaturgy, and choreography? So I don't know if it's innovative, but at least we are really working hard to make it very, like to give it to you and to also understand between us how it works.
And you've also chosen to work with your dancers, but also students of Rambert School. How did you come to that decision? What was exciting about that for you?
So basically, we never stop learning, and especially in improvisation, you will see it now when we rehearse, it's an ongoing, wait, what happened here? What can I do? How can I react? So it's all about the present moment. And this is something that you need to train a lot. And for me, it was very important, since we are continuing to learn, to come and give the tools we have learned and the tools we are still discovering to a younger generation of people, so that they can also come and dance with us. So this show is really a merging of professionals and, let's say, students, but that are finishing, of course, their studies, so just before being professionals, to really make things glue together. Of course, there are differences, but we are all different. You go in the street and you sense different things. You have different experiences. I like these differences.
Great. Thomas or Daniel, do you want to just talk a little bit about what the special thing is about coming and being part of a festival and being part of a festival that's celebrating choreography in so many different ways?
Yeah, I mean, as Yanis said, it's an amazing opportunity to come together with people, I mean, the students that are studying, that are just about to emerge into the industry, really, and for us to re-encounter this fire for dance that maybe as older dancers sometimes softens a bit as you go through the career. So it's really a nice opportunity to meet this heat, fire again, yeah.
Sorry, I also wanted to say that Thomas did the costumes of the piece.
Oh, amazing.
We also have a dancer that did the musical composition of the piece. So it's really a homemade stuff.
Yeah, it's an international festival, so it's from companies over Europe, and it's really nice to bring what we're doing in Frankfurt to London.
Yeah.
And I'm from the UK, so it's kind of nice to return and to show us what we do over the English Channel.
No, he's more than the UK. He's from this school.
Yeah, brilliant. And Nastia, what's it like for you as a dancer? You're given quite a responsibility on the stage in terms of the choices you can make.
Personally, I love it. It's exciting. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's also exciting that sometimes we have works which, I stand and I'm getting ready to go in, and I don't know what the piece would be. So it's very personal, because it also based on how I feel today, how my colleagues are, and our relations, they're changing like in the moment. And that's why it connects me to you, because you also feel what I feel, because it is happening now. Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah, and Izzy and Lossie, this is obviously a very different experience, but part of your training. Is it quite inspiring to do this collaboration?
Yeah. It's been amazing. All the dances are so individual, and learning how to find your own instinct and how you respond in the present moment can be really interesting and confronting, and not something that we do a lot in our own training. It's been really special. I'm so grateful.
Equally the same. It's so unique. I think in schools you get a lot of rep opportunities. I think working in this way, it really helps develop you as an artist, as a practice, and for us as third-year students, that's really quite special. Thank you.
So Jonas, I think we should get on with the rehearsal.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce what you're going to be looking at?
Yeah, I mean, we are just going to go through different sequences and tools that we are using in improvisation. We are not going to show you something of the show, because as we said, the show is going to happen in front of you if you come to see the show. But I would like to start actually, and I don't know if you actually did this already, a 1-1-1. It's actually kind of exercise that we do. We are actually going to look at you, only at you. We are going to dance for you, try to give us everything from our sensations and our heart, how do we feel inside our body, and we're just going to dance frontally to you to try to break this fourth wall. Have we ever tried something like this? Once. So you see, that's how it goes. They have tried once. So you choose somebody, you will look into their eyes, and you dance for them. With all the tools we know. So let's start with something like this.
Great.
So let's spread in the space, and take a part of the audience, and go for it. So just spread equally. Yes, let things that you feel express outside towards them. Give them your body as a present. Imagine it doesn't belong to you. Okay, thanks. Good. Sorry, we try already to invade you a little bit. So one very important idea is, so there is one thing that is very important in dance and in general in theater. It's a kind of like 5,000-year contract. There is frontality in theater from the moment that we are not in a museum or something. So you are seated and we are here performing. So one of the things that we're really trying to do is we work with the affect. We try to get you on board so that you feel what we feel. So of course we sometimes have to be over-expressive and over-coming to you, to give you what we feel, to try to get you with us on stage. This is one of the things. The other thing is how we are able to actually dance for you, although we don't address absolutely to you. So it's how we can do it between us. So shall we have, it's good, what did you start? Very good. Shall we have a little, let's try to do all of you together, a kind of accumulation counterpoint, but you're already together. Okay? I will explain later. Have fun. Okay, I'll stop you 1 second. Freeze there. Try to freeze there. So here there is an important moment, because we were very dynamic, you see? And this is a moment where we have a door that opens, and anything could happen. We could go slower, some people could stop, some people could start. So this is what I call the spotlight. So let's say we are all active, but suddenly one person may have to take a solo, because let's say now we're going to pretend it happened, but just for you. So let's say now you will stop, you stay there, you look at him. This is things we do normally live. You are in the middle of a formation, so you are here, looking at the pianist, which is not there anymore, and you are looking at him. So suddenly here we have the opportunity, choreographically speaking, we have a spotlight here on Daniel. So now he has to take on the solo. Actually, that's what I call, sorry for my language, deep shit, because, sorry, you didn't ask for it. He arrived, he was running, ta-na-na-na-na, they stopped, they look at him, and he's like, okay, it's on me. So it happens. It's like being in the street, and you are actually crossing the red light, and you are in the middle of the thing, and you're like, wow, they didn't cross on the red light, and I saw this happening in London. They actually crossed on the red line, and I was a tourist, so I didn't know who to follow, and I'm in the middle, and the car is coming. That's what we call the spotlight performatively. So let's pretend one spotlight. So you stop, you look, you stop, you look, and you take a solo. And when he has finished the solo, or he would give it to somebody, or you will invade him again. Please. Okay, good, thank you. Good, so you see, suddenly he passed next to Nastya, Nastya took it, pop. This is how aware you have to be in order to have an organized chaos, of course, but in a way it has to still be functional. So there is one thing I would like to do a little bit more, because this is something that has to do also with you. I would like that we play a little bit more with the eyes, because now we are a little bit, because of the lights, maybe we're a little bit looking down. Because in dance it's true, we can look down and we still know where people are. But I like also to be able to bring into the dance something about saying a story, although we are doing something totally abstract. So let's try to really, don't only look with the eyes, try to imagine that you're really speaking to your partner, as if exactly. Use your eyes as if you were in a theater piece. Yes. Every situation, every connection is there. Every moment. Okay, thanks. Good. Sorry, I'm cutting a lot because I need to explain you also what we do. So I would like to push it a little bit further. Can we have maybe only Thomas and Nastya just for now? So because it also has a lot to do to be hyper aware of a situation, to be able to deal with a situation when it appears, when it comes to you. It also means you need to be able to deal with a certain amount of multitask. So now, because we worked on the eyes and how we can express towards you and towards each other the plot, what is happening energetically, and also what we communicate between us, goes very fast. I would say, can we try to do what we did in the St. Bergian Museum? So you dance together, but this time you really add speaking. just really speak out what you feel and what you think, although you are doing it. So this is really a multitask now. So there will be and speaking and dancing.
Look at this red mark on the floor here.
Oh, no one's stand in front of the door.
No, this is camera number
no
2.
rules.
No rules. I am free. Stand.
Freeze. Stand down.
Freestyle drop. Silence.
What?
Nothing.
Collision.
Clear.
Collision.
Clear your mind. Open yourselves to the freedom within, my friends.
Rescue me. Mister!
Take me in your arms.
I'm gonna fly away from you.
Yeah, fly with your wings. Cut. I have 4 legs, 4 arms, 1 finger.
No one can stop this.
No one can stop
No!
it. No!
No! Yes.
She's dangerous. I'm healthy.
Protecting.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Dive! I'm a bridge.
To the stone.
Yeah, to your
of
stars.
my island.
Of your island, your eyelids, my eyelids, your...
Garci.
I am in pain.
Borsatima.
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 No matter.
What you say?
Haha.
I work.
I work.
I work.
No, don't listen to her. This is about me. No.
Suddenly, he disappeared.
Suddenly,
Disappeared.
reappeared. So unpredictable.
Karin Bira.
Karin, ha!
It was crazy laugh.
Yes, it was brave.
I'm very crazy.
You are so brave, my friend. Braver than the Shakespearean. Shakes.
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 Shake your booty.
Yeah, my booty. My booty against this sack.
I go through this wall.
You can't.
I learned it in America.
It's not a wall.
I know how to go through.
Okay, thanks. So in a way, when we dance more silently, this is what's going on inside. So of course we can use it to make a piece. I would like now, maybe, can we have you two? Come, oh good. So just, can you do a counterpoint duo? But really silent, so you use the same kind of energy, the same kind of inventiveness. We worked on it together, don't worry, I'm not just sending them like this. But how can now all this expressivity, is this even English? I don't know, expression, can become purely a musical composition. So between silences and actions that actually bring us into a sensation of a rhythm, of an action, of a reaction. So voila, just to see how we worked on, so they have trained much less, but what you can still do. And still understand of every tool. find your solutions. Stick with the problem and find the solutions. Don't avoid the problems. Yes. Yes. Okay, thank you. I stop you 1 second. So you see, when I said, and that's why I did it on purpose, I said, stick with the problem. There was a moment we didn't know where it's going to go, and they were kind of stuck. But that's the moment, and it's the same thing in life, where you have to actually stick to the problem. Because if you don't stick to the problem, or you will not advance, you will be stuck, or you will advance, but later on this problem will find you again, and will find you again, and will find you again, and usually this becomes even more difficult. The next time is bigger and bigger and bigger. So can I have you three now? Can you actually dance in a trio and really stick to the problems independently of, so it's really just a training session, independently of what is the result that's going out. Really show us where is the problem and show us how you go through it. Yes, and really use your eyes. Really use your eyes to find the solutions through the other one. Good, thanks. So you see, there are collisions, there are problems, but we have to deal with them. This is where continuity can happen. Continuity just doesn't exist because it exists. It exists because we are making the effort to find the solutions, to find continuity. This is why it can go, it's very complex, it can go in any direction, you saw it, but it still resolves itself. Brilliant. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Sadly, that's the end of the evening. Do look on the Dance Reflections and the Royal Ballet and Opera websites for all the information about the festival, which is now well underway across London. I'd like to say a really big thank you to all the guests we've had this season, the dancers, the directors, and of course our pianist. Thank you to our audience here in the Claw studio and our audience who are online and across the world. I do hope you've enjoyed the evening. Thank you and good night.